This is some strange shit. Oh boy, here we go. Dramatic. So dramatic. Oh boy, it's dramatic. Oh boy, look out. Here it comes. Oh, that was the end. Okay. Well, we can end it right there. That's a good place to end it. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome, Falcro. Hi, Camellia. Thanks for being here, you guys. Just going to jump into it today. I have my good old favorite SG, Gibson SG. I bought this in 1996, I think, maybe 97. It was built in 1985, so it's an 85 Gibson SG, and it's been beat to shreds. I dropped the hammer on it one time. Headstock's been broken multiple times. You all know the story. Michael Songs, hello. So recently, hi, Rody. Welcome, bro. Dang it, dude. Welcome, man. It's good to see you, Mike. And Michael Songs, hello. Mike, I'm not going to be, well, I won't say I'm not going to, but I'm not using the Hughes and Kettner just yet today. But I may get to that here soon enough. I can switch it over pretty easily. And to those of you who are my members and who have been gifted a membership, that's really cool. I think I know who did this. Now, I recently repaired a guitar for a young man that has an SG, similar. I mean, SGs don't get much different than one another, aside from some of them have the output jack on the top, which I despise. I prefer them down here, but that's just my opinion. Now, I fixed this kid's headstock. He broke a headstock on his guitar, and it was broken for a long time. And in doing that, I changed the strings on this guitar, and I knew that he wouldn't have a guitar in his possession for several days. And he is one hell of a guitar player. And Richard the Falcro knows this young man. And so in that process, I loaned him my SG so that he wouldn't be without an electric guitar to play, which is something that not many people would do, but I chose to do that. This isn't the same story that I had about the other young man who I loaned a guitar to. It's a different client of mine. So today, I got the guitar back from him, and if you play guitar, and I'm not sure, I know there's a bunch of guitar players, Falcro, Mike Rody, Michael Songs, Camellia. I'm not 100% certain if you're a guitar player or not, but this this subject, hang on, my lights are freaking out on me here. Okay, I'm not sure, but if you could share with me, how truly toxic is your sweat? Quentin, what's happening? Play my entire rig, yeah. I didn't loan him my whole rig. Welcome, Quentin, man. It's good to see you, brother. Quentin fucking James in the house. Oh, that reminds me. I still haven't opened this damn thing yet. So I'm just curious if when you play, do you feel like the sweat that you sweat onto your guitar strings off your body and that sort of stuff, is it pretty, what do I want to say, toxic? Does it make your strings get that black shit all over them? And yeah, I'm swearing a little bit. If you don't like a little bit of cuss words, sometimes they're, all right, Quentin's one. Yeah, it does depend on your diet somewhat, but I think it's important to drink lots of water. Yeah, Scooby-Doo stamp. Yeah, I'm going to open this today. In fact, I should do that right now. I'm going to do an unboxing. So I was just curious if anybody can give me some feedback on that throughout the show. And the question that I'm posing is, how toxic is your sweat? I mean, when you play your guitar, does it just instantly get black shit on the strings? At the point that you run your fingers down the strings and you can feel the nastiness. And I'm just going to share with you that I've already put strings on this. I'm not going to make you suffer through watching me put strings on. It only takes me about 3 minutes, but because I've done it so many thousands and probably thousands upon thousands. These are the strings that came off it. I wiped them down real good. I'll hold these up here a little bit close. You probably can't see, but there's little black spots all over them. And the G and the B string have this black build up on them. It's kind of like looks like they've been oxidized. Anyhow, I just put new strings on this guitar, and just so for the record, I'm playing through Plini X today, and it sounds fantastic. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that cool? Isn't that fun to listen to a guitar like that? Oh, and let's do something about this. Okay. I received a gift in the mail from a young man who is in the chat today. So we're going to do you want to call it an unboxing? I'm going to go ahead and get out my good old-fashioned Ibanez tool here, because I'm probably going to use this a little bit today. Let's see if I can open up this, see if I can. Oh, I can't get the ruler out of there. Well, hell. All right. I just like to open letters like this just because I can. Get the good old-fashioned Kershaw out. I had to buy a new Kershaw. I broke the tip off of my other favorite pocket knife, so I got to get this one worked in. It's kind of a switchblade, really. It's a pretty killer knife, and it's nice and black, so it's stealth. We're gonna open this up. Mr. Quentin James sent me a gift. He asked people if they wanted one, and I said, hell yes, hell yes. So let's see what this little doohickey looks like. Oh my goodness, it might even be a letter. And he does have pretty decent handwriting, I gotta say. I can read it. So let's see is there a letter? Is there oh my God, I got 2. Let me see, he didn't even. It's just a lovely letter. Hello, Marshall. Oh wait, that's upside down. Hello, Marshall. I've really enjoyed your streams, and I appreciate you asking me for. I'm joking. He didn't write nothing on there. Here's what I got from Mr. Quentin James. A guitar pick. Let me switch cameras here so I can do this maybe a little better. Let me hold this up so you can see it. Hopefully that's coming in focus. There we go. And oh yeah, there it is. Dude, thank you very much. And I like the thickness. I really dig that. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you'll notice my guitar is way out of tune. So I'm gonna just go through real quick, just quickly, and stretch this thing. And by the way, I am still nursing a cold, so I hope nobody catches it from me. Y'all maintain your distance. I think, yeah, I think I'm far enough away from all y'all that you'll be okay. So, oh boy, that was good. I gotta move my keyboard. I move it close to my desk because my cat gets up on the keyboard and then he jumps up around the desk and he's got this routine going. So I'm gonna stretch these strings out real quick. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you my show you my tuner that I'm gonna use. We'll open this up. And I'm not real fond of this new Plini because they've laid stuff out differently. It looks kind of awkward to me compared to all of the rest of the Neural DSP plugins. They could have done a better job making this more conducive to all the other plugins, but that's my only one serious critique. So the E string is pretty close. Kind of jumping around. That's interesting. I'm going to switch it to my neck pickup and see if we get a bit smoother. All right, isn't it fun to watch somebody? So this thing is really being, it's acting a little bit funky. And I'm getting some clickety-click going on. Yeah, okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop using these plugins, and we're going to switch over to my guitar amp. Give me one moment. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to fire up my Hughes and Kettner amp just because I don't want to have any problems. And I'm using a very old fucking computer. So the good old-fashioned Hughes and Kettner is now fired up, and I'll unplug from here and we'll plug right into my pedal board below. That way, I'm not using up tons of CPU on amp sims that will glitch on me, and I'll play through an amp that sounds absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. And my little clickety-clicks should instantly go bye-bye, right? So let's turn on my Hughes and Kettner and see if this thing works. And I'm using Quentin James pick. Yeah, there's my, so here we are in tune, and let's get my pedal board up on this. And we're gonna use my TC Electronics Polytune to tune. Unfortunately, you'll only be able to hear it through that. I'm gonna stretch. So we're just stretching. All right, take this the most important part of any string change is to stretch. Okay. Because if you don't stretch your strings properly like I do it, you're going to be playing for hours and have to retune your guitar. I have not stretched these at all. Okay, so I'm stretching them. You see, each time I go over this string, you can see how much, how flat. Now I know it's a bit upside down to you, and it's upside down to me too. And I did that simply to keep that foot switch out of the way of me hitting it when I get on my wah pedal. Okay, there we go. My G string is, G string's good. B string, here we go. Good old-fashioned Gibson. Everybody whines about they don't stay in tune. They don't do a G string, doesn't stay in tune. How many times have we heard that? How many times has Glenn Fricker said it? Probably because the person playing it didn't do this before they played it. Right, so we get it all tuned up, right? And it's, you know, the E string, I just yanked on it again and pulled, you know, half a quarter step. out of it, and I'm still getting more stretch. You can see my tuner shifting. I mean, there's no reason to not do this before you go play. And I know experienced guitar players probably do this, but maybe not even as much as I do. So I'll put strings on a guitar like minutes before walking on stage. As long as I have time to do this. You can see that I'm able to get a little bit more stretch, even though it's sharp. I'm not turning the machine head at all. I'm just stretching the string. So that's sharp by that much. And we'll stretch it some more. You know, I know this is, I've done this 1,000 times on my, well, I don't even think I have 1,000 videos, but I've done this at least 1,000 times this year. Wait, it's only January. So I'll probably hit 2,000 this year as it goes. So, I know, tuning, right? Isn't this fun? The effort we have to put into sounding okay when we play. I realize this is really, really, truly, right? It's truly boring. Let's put some grit on it. Isn't that fun to listen to that? But these are the kind of things that you should do. Mr. Rock, hello. Sparky, hello. I'll let you know, Sparky. I'll answer that question here in just a moment. Let's check the tuning one more time. So now I just bent all these strings. You can see how much the tuning is shifted. And actually playing the guitar, like brutally playing and bending notes, but you should be able to do this while you're playing the instrument and not have the instrument go out of tune. I know that seems kind of goofy. Who bends their strings that far? I certainly do. I get nutty with bends. All right, okay. Just a touch off there on the A. Now, the guitar still doesn't really sound in tune. Andy, hello, brother. Still sounds a little out to me. Beckham, yeah. So, what is this telling me? And I believe that this guitar is not properly intonated, right? And this is something that you can check. Shell Beach was gifted. Kent Daigle, Liryana Kipika, Mohammed Ridwan, and Pole Vault are all members now. Andy, good to see you, man. It's been a while. So I'm gonna real quickly break out this tool is in my backpack at literally every gig that I attend. Because I take my backpack with me at every single show and I'll let the security check it. And if they don't want me to take it in, this goes in my pocket. Because this tool right here can save a show. And I'm not kidding. When some dude breaks something on his guitar and it needs to be fixed, this is one of the best tools Probably won't be able to. Well, ask me how many albums I've recorded with this. No, don't, because it's really okay. So I'm gonna do a little bit of intonation on this, and just to check to see. And in fact, here's what I'll do. I'll do it so that we can hear and see what the tuner is telling us. And I'm gonna go ahead and use. Let's take Archetype Petrucci. Let's turn that off, and I'm gonna add Reattune. Give me just a moment here. I'll have a tuner up here on the screen that really actually works really great for intonation work. Okay, so I think I can make this bigger. Let me make this really big. Yeah, here we go. And we'll go to this. So here's my Reattune, right? And we'll check the harmonic, right? And then we'll check the note at the 12th fret. Pretty darn good. Might be a little bit flat. So I know that's just such a tiny amount that, I mean, who cares about that? I do. I want a chord to be in tune. So we're gonna move the saddle a little bit closer to the nut to shorten the string length and intonate it a little better. And I know some of you guys are like, dude, that's not even hardly worth it. Probably not, but if you want to be in tune properly, let's make a small adjustment, just a little one. So I should be just subtly sharp. Yeah. And when you're checking this, you should check it like you're playing the guitar. Okay, there we go. The A string. This is a digital tuner. They don't get much better than this. This comes free in Reaper, by the way. So if you're performing live and you're using your DAW, you can see if you're in tune at any given moment. A is good. D looks pretty good. That one's definitely flat by that much, so I'm going to fix it. Why not? All right. And the little things, it's the little things that count. This is why guys say, oh, your Gibson won't stay in tune. Right here is why their Gibsons aren't in tune most of the time. And usually it's also because the nut's not cut properly, which I fix on a lot of Gibsons, even brand new ones. See, just that little movement, now we're good, right? I'm making little small, now I'm thinking, wow. Boy, I'm gonna give it one, the G string, I love the G string. We're gonna give it one little movement here. I'm thinking that being the E string, just because of the appearance of the saddles on this, they might be a little bit out. Let's see how that's, I know, isn't this fun? But you see what I get to go through. Not that. So we're still reading a little bit flat on that G. So we'll give it a little bit more. Give it just a little bit more movement. And see, if you didn't have this at a gig, if you didn't have this tool at a gig, and if this happened to you at a gig where you played a chord and you're like, God, the thing's out of tune, you can fix it. And it fits in your pocket. Isn't that cool? I bought this from, I don't know, Sweetwater, I think. It's like 15 bucks or 20 bucks or something. Worth every penny. And believe me, I have fixed guys' guitars at shows because they didn't have one and I did. Okay, we're still moving it. You can see that thing is not sitting, it's not moving, it's not sitting just right. And you know, this is a really old guitar, and I really don't care much if I scratch the paint or even if this was a brand new guitar, I wouldn't give a crap about it just because it's mine. If this was somebody else's guitar, I might be a bit more careful because, I mean, I can't be scratching dudes' guitars, right? Because I work on them all the time. That's what I do. Now that should have been enough movement right there to get this thing to finally lay. G string's tough one. Doggone it, this one's playing hard to get today. There we go. Now I'm thinking this B string, yeah, it's definitely a little bit flat. And part of the reason that my intonation is a little bit flat is because I had recently set this guitar up to be intonated for drop B tuning, and I was using a real heavy gauge string on this instrument, and I re-intonated it and really have not checked it since then. So I'm having to do a bit more work on this. But also another reason, normally I wouldn't have to put strings on my guitar so early after putting strings on it, but I let somebody else borrow my instrument, and they had the Toxic Sweat, and my strings were black when I got it back, which was fine. I just told him, just make sure you don't break it, take care of it, and don't break it. And he didn't break it at all. In fact, when I got it back from him, he used it that night at the open mic that he was playing, and it sounded fantastic. He played half of the night with my SG, and then he played the rest of it with his. And again, it was tuned to drop B, I think, so I had to re-intonate the instrument, which was really super fun. These are really... So we're still a little flat on that B. And, you know, normally if I'm at my bench, I've got different tools to use to adjust these settings. However, I'm obviously not at my bench. I'm at home because I don't want to go to work today and make anybody sick. All right? So, I have not been feeling well at all. Just this nasty fucking cold, man. This thing's brutal. I mean, I feel physically well enough to work. I'm just a little bit sore, and I could certainly get some stuff done. But the fact that I could potentially make guys at work sick, we can't have that going on at our small business. If 2 people get sick, that is a really brutal thing to have to go through there. Let's try it now. Now, I realize this is probably not terribly fun to watch, but I'm still going to bring it up just a bit. And you might be thinking, wow, you're being real picky. Well, we'll see what an E chord sounds like when I get this all intonated correctly, where I'm happy with where it's sitting. Now, I know that if you're, you know, guys that do this kind of stuff to their own instruments, it's probably a daily routine, maybe. Not day. Feeling better about that. So we're still flat, and we're even flatter on the E. So I'm gonna feel a whole lot better about this once I get these saddles adjusted. Now, let me show you one thing real quick. here is when I initially intonated it. Here are my saddles. You can take a look at them here. You'll notice that the treble E is way back, and I've just moved both the B and the G string. I had to run them all the way back to as far as they would go. I don't think I flopped. Yeah, and I did flop the saddles on those so I could get a little more. When it was drop B tune, I had to run them all the way back, and I literally couldn't move them far enough to get the guitar intonated correctly. It was close enough for rock and roll, especially with a bunch of distortion. But now I'm tuning it, and you can see how far on the B string alone, how far forward I had to move that to get it up to being where I consider it intonated properly. So let's go back to this, and I'm going to move this treble E saddle a little bit. Now, some genius guitar manufacturers do this on acoustic instruments where you can do this, move saddles and things like that. It's rare to be seen unless you own like an Ovation or those new, I think they're made in Greenland or Scotland or someplace like that, where they've made their instruments out of carbon fiber. They're very expensive guitars, by the way. I've worked on a couple of those, and getting them intonated was really a pleasure, because the saddles on them were literally just like a Stratocaster. And if you've worked on a Strat or you own one, you know what I'm talking about. So let's see. So we're still a little flat. And let's get this moved just a bit more. And this process is a little bit slower given the tool that I'm having to use on this. But again, if you got to do this at a show where somebody's guitar has gotten hit or moved or something happened, that little tool right there, I highly recommend that if you play guitar, you get one. Okay. Boy, that sounds good, doesn't it? After all that. So here we go. A really good way to check your intonation. Play the good old-fashioned E major at the first fret, and then move it up to the, well, I should say the second and first fret. Still in tune, and then play a D major. Listen for any wavers. Right? No, I get a copyright strike for that one. So somebody said something about probably not be able to totally intonate this thing. And I might beg to differ with that opinion. But I also own this guitar, and I've worked on it hundreds of times, maybe not hundreds, but at least 5. And I know how this thing behaves. And I've recorded many songs with this guitar and know that when I play a chord on it, that when it's properly intonated, it does stay in tune. Now, got a question about my pedal board, and let's take a look at my pedal board here real quick. So the FS5U, my Boss FS5U, and I think it was, let's see, who asked this question? Sparky. I don't know if Sparky's still here. Hopefully he is. The FS5U is, oh, and before I get to that, the last thing I do when I'm changing strings is I cut the strings off. I never cut them off before I'm done stretching them and checking all of the other little items that could go wrong, because inevitably, if you cut them off, you'll have to pull the strings off of the instrument, and then you're going to have to put the strings back on the instrument unless you use a brand new set. And you will regret that, because trying to get strings back on an instrument that you've cut the ends of them off is a nightmare. So there again is another piece of unsolicited, useless advice. Don't listen to me, because I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. Okay. And I have changed these out to Spertzel locking tuners, by the way. I think they're the best locking tuners ever made. Which was better, TS9 or the mini version? If you're talking about the Polytune, I've never owned, the TS9. It's, doesn't matter. I've compared them both, and I literally could find zero discrepancy in the behavior. All right, so that's what my FS5U pedal. Yeah, that's what I'm using that FS5U for. I gotta be honest, I don't have any other pedals that I could actually use that one with. But I bought the DD5 and the Boss FS5U. Oh, I have to say, dude, I've owned these since about 1995, and they just work. All right, and I just put new strings on this, so I'm expecting to have to tune a little bit. Fred's getting settled in up here, man. He's had a rough day so far. And Cat, man, he's got it rough. So I've got strings on this bad boy. I'm gonna go ahead and let me take it for a little test run here. We'll play just play along with the backing track for a moment, just to see what happens here. I think that was probably not digging that one. I gotta find some. Don't dig that one. I don't want to play funky bluesy stuff. We'll find a backing track here that works. Let's see what's this one. Let's see. Okay, lots of noise. And I can tell that my guitar has fallen out of tune after doing all that crap. Let's check my tuning real quick. So let me see here. What do we got to do? Check. And Mr. Rock, give me a moment. I'll answer that question. Here's my tuner. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened with my tuning. Oh, we gotta do this. Oh, my wah pedal still on. And I'll explain my signal chain to you real quick. So I've fallen flat, but again, after changing strings, and that infamous G string, I don't have perfect pitch, but I'm awful damn close. So, okay. Sounds pretty damn good. I'm digging it. And I need to play a little bit more but again, you know, I can put a set of strings on and pretty much be confident I can go out and do a gig. Maybe have to tune a little bit. Okay, so pedal board. We go in here to the wah pedal. That's my guitar signal. It goes out of the wah pedal into the Polytune, out of the Polytune into the JHS fuzz pedal, out of the fuzz into my custom comp, out of my custom comp into my small stone, out of my small stone into my TS9, out of my TS9 into the freak out feedback maker, out to the amp. Blue. That's my preamp pedal chain. This is the amp switcher. Distortion, no distortion, distortion plus boost, right? In my effects loop, I come into the harmonist, out of the harmonist into the DD5, out of the DD5 into the chorus, and out of the chorus into the reverb, which I had set way too thick. So that is my signal chain. At this point, and I've got a new pedal coming, which is going to open up another spot for me to add some more pedals. So I'm going to have, yeah, I did. If you got a guitar that you can play like that, that'll stay in tune, especially after you just put strings on it. Congratulations, you win. You know, tuning a guitar is something that you're going to definitely have to do. From time to time, especially when you play one as aggressively as you or I might. So, and also, here's another thing with respect to tuning a guitar and keeping a guitar in tune. When you bend over like this and do shit like this, your guitar, when you sit back up, unless you have a Floyd Rose or something like that, is likely going to be slightly out of tune. I could be wrong. Sounds pretty good. Right? Oh, and the amp that I'm using, by the way, let's see, is this, and I'm going in there out from the freak out pedal, and then on the back I've got an effects send and return, which are getting my effects loop, and then I have a foot controller plug-in on the back of this. And I have a XLR output that goes directly into my audio interface here. And that's what you're hearing. The Hughes and Kettner Tubemeister 18 has the red box DI. So in my DAW, I don't have to insert a cab IR because it's got one built into it. Yeah, tone wood, right? Yeah, I lost a lot of sustain because of that. So I had to add this MXR custom comp to my signal chain so that I got enough sustain. Yeah, that's pretty much okay with the clean guitar. No. So there we go. My good old SG is just going out of tune left and right. Yeah, this thing is really not hanging. All the adjustments I made to this thing are really making a liar out of me. And check this out. This pedal right here, and I know you, oops, let's see. Oh, that's the wrong, let's go to this one. We'll get that off the screen. This pedal right here is one of my new favorites. It's really a fun pedal to do. Yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it, Dana? I think she's settled in finally. But it's been really fun. And I have this pedal. I've done 2 gigs with it and did not realize it would do this. The Falcro came over and we started turning knobs on it because it's got so much crap that it can do. That we figured that out. And I think, let's see, if I go there, so I'm wondering about, you know, Seems like I'm having a little bit of trouble with this. Let's see, what is it? Game is here. Oh, the game was turned all the way down. Well, that explains it. I'll probably fix it. Pretty cool little pedals there. So if you are at all plugged in directly, and you want to be able to get the good old-fashioned feedback. That freak out pedal is a fun one. Epiphonium, what's happening? Empirism, nice. Let me turn some of the noise off. And I don't run a noise gate on my pedal board simply because I've had trouble with them cutting off notes that I don't want them to cut off. And this is not a super high gain amplifier. In fact, I'd have to get kind of like I feel like I'd have to get like a Metal Zone type pedal, or maybe the Chug pedal to make it. And it's not that important to me to have that much gain. So that's my clean tone with no effects. And so I can add one layer of gain here. And I usually don't run the overdrive on that pedal that hot. I usually keep it down around 9 o'clock. I've made some adjustment. Right? So I've got that level of gain, and then I've got kind of a fuzz effect. Right? And then I've got this level of gain. So lots of different levels of gain. And then when I get on my overdrive pedal, so I got plenty of gain. Making a empirism. Oh, hey, brother. I didn't see you. Welcome, man. How did I miss you? What's going on? Yeah, dude, that freak out pedal is really fun. And just for an example, one of the ways, I'm going to grab my Stratocaster here just because I can. And it's kind of fun. Let me go to this. So my pedal board is showing there. I also moved my my guitar stand a little closer to me, just so that I had it. And these picks that I got from my buddy Quentin are pretty badass. Okay, so let's say we're finishing a song. Check this out. So let's say we're finishing a song like we're doing Hash Pipe. So the ending of this. You can end a song with that little effect. You got a song that you can end on a big old badass chord with all kinds of effects, and you're wet, and you got your kind of a fun way. It's a sexy way. It's kind of like the whammy bar. You got that little sexy end of a song. You don't have to dive bomb it. You don't have to do that shit. Just give it a little love. Right? Really fun. Playing in cover bands. My knees hurt. Good afternoon. Hello. It is afternoon. It's afternoon here. And we are having a beautiful day today. The wind's blowing about 40 miles an hour. And I think with the wind chill, it feels like it's about minus 20 or 30 outside right now. There's never anyone but myself. Yeah, I understand that, man. And that is really a good way to be, I think, in a lot of cases. And I've definitely been that guy that just did not want to I didn't want to let people borrow my guitars. But I don't know, I've gotten a little older. If one of them gets broke, it would hurt my feelings a little bit, but I definitely would be upset. But feedback effect, yeah. Kevin, everybody say hello to Kevin. I still haven't gotten to your guitar, dude. I've been homesick for a few days, so forgive me. Dana, have a great afternoon or evening or morning, wherever you might be. Yeah, feedback effect, and I'll show you this one more time. Here's the board, and that's this one. You'll notice that it's got a little light, right? You can change the pitch of the feedback right here. So we'll just try and do the same note. So I'm gonna hit an E. And I've got way too much reverb. And then if we change this switch to here, we get the... And if we change it over here, we get... If we change it over to here, I have no idea. Maybe we don't get anything. That low. So I generally leave it up in this area because it's kind of an interesting, and it depends on. So if you have more notes ringing, yeah, this freak out pedal this thing is really a fun one. It just enables you to get feedback in an environment where you're at home and you can't play through a big old loud. I mean, I can't. I'm in a little apartment building. I mean, not a little apartment building. I'm in a great big apartment building, but yeah, these things work good. And the more I mess with it, the more I learn all the little nuances of it. Of course, we all do that with our gear. Turn that down a little bit. I'm just making an adjustment on my pedal board just so I can. I don't know if I'm doing dotted eighth. keys here. Ian, hello, man. Welcome. Yeah, that freak out pedal, and I'll tell you, man, I bought this. I've had that pedal for, God, it's going on 2 years, and I saw, yeah, and you know, guys, I got to be honest, I am really pretty fucking loud in my headphones right now. I have it no other way. I've already destroyed my hearing. 158 euros. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, I think I paid, I don't know, I gotta say I paid 159 or 169 bucks for it here. Maybe more than that, but that was a couple years back and it was fairly new. Yeah, that's probably the best bet. And also, mine survived being, it was not on my pedal board at the time that the fire happened at my old house. It was literally sitting on the floor in 1 inch of water. I am not kidding. And I took all of my pedals, dumped a bag of rice out and threw them all on that and let them just sit there, opened up the backs and let them sit there and air out for days and days. Use the ozone generator to get the smell off of them. And it still works. So it's a fun pedal. One thing I will say is that playing with backing tracks, it's actually kind of an interesting. You hear Robin? Robin's moving furniture. He gets new shit all the time. He's such a wonderful neighbor. I love that guy. He's such a good friend. So I want to go back and just play my Strat because I want to try, let's see. Oh, okay. So I'm going to do something real quick with my pedal board. Let's see. So we want to go to B and we want to go to minor, major, minor. There we go. So, okay. So you can also, oh, that's probably not the right pitch. This might be. Yes, Kevin. And I might get that one down and play it here in a moment. I'm going to play along with this backing track just to kind of try and use a little bit of what I've shown you on my pedal board today. I've got the little, let me see. I can probably make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, we'll make it that big. And we'll go ahead and push play. I'm going to play along with the backing track. I think, let me make sure. I'm going to make sure I don't have a bunch of other backing. Yeah, that one's on. Okay, this should be all by itself. So we're rolling up on one in the key of B minor. So I've adjusted my harmonizer pedal here. So I'm going to start off with it off. And again, this is. So here's what I was saying about play along with these. So using a little bit of those things, kind of fun. You get, hang on, let's stop that. Stop. Come on. Yeah, it's kind of fun to have some pedals to mess with still in the world of digital amps and stuff. So I haven't gotten rid of my pedal board. I still love it. And let's see, you had a feedbacker from Boss. Yeah, the newer version, discontinued. Okay. I have not heard of that. But this freak out pedal, man, I'm telling you. And I'm not using it real effectively. I'm trying to use it and not like using it intuitively. I'm more using it just to show it. You know, I'm not letting myself use it as part of my instrument or part of my sound right now. I haven't been using it, I think, really effectively today, but also I haven't played hardly at all today, so I'm still getting warmed up. Yeah, oh, thank you. I appreciate the compliments on the sound. Let me get this out for Kevin. Again, Kevin is someone who has, in fact, I have one of his guitars at my shop right now that I'm not working on. It's an acoustic, and I haven't fixed it yet because I fell ill with this cold, and I can't go in and make anybody at my work sick. So that's my story. Yeah. Oh man. God damn. I forgot how heavy this thing is. This is a tank. This thing. Oh boy, Kevin. I hope you're feeling healthy. But you got new knees and shit, so you'd pick this thing up and run around with it like a high school student. Having synthesized, it really is empirism. You ain't kidding. And you got, you know, all of that kind of stuff set up at your place, man. It's astonishing. Let me check the tuning on this real quick. It's been cold and real terrible weather here. So the temperatures have been fluctuating a lot, but this thing isn't that bad. We'll do a little Les Paul playing here. Well, I miss my Les Pauls. I don't play them very often, which is why I'm going to sell this one. It's not anything about the guitar being out of shape or out of tune or not enjoying the way it feels or the way it plays. It's just that I've reached a point where I own this really beautiful guitar and it's getting ignored. And to me, that's not fair for an instrument of this quality to be sitting around not being played. See if I can find one here. There's a couple of these tracks that were pretty G minor to harmonic minor. Let's try this. This should be in the key of G. So we'll see what I don't remember what this backing track sounds like. So I'm tapping tempo. where you should know your diminished chords. All right, there's the diminished in here. Can't figure out that last chord. There it is. Empirism. Dude, wow. That is a, wow. Well, thank you. I appreciate that compliment. Sounds way better. Hey, Rody, good to see you, man. Stay cool, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting. Yeah. So I was gonna say, Kevin, yeah, this Les Paul, I'm ready to let go of it, because I just yeah, I just don't play it enough. I've done hundreds of gigs with this guitar, and I'm not kidding. And I've taken very exceptionally good care of this thing to keep it in good health and to keep the appearance of it, you know, nice. It does have a couple of very, very small dings on it. And if it's a guitar and it doesn't have dings on it, I would consider it equivalent to a boat parked in a garage that you paid $50,000 for. You'll never catch a fish off it. You'll never go water skiing behind it, but it'll sure look pretty, right? Man, this thing, I don't know, Kevin, after playing it today, I may have to reconsider. So, kind of started this day off by doing an unboxing, by the way. If you haven't yet, go to this guy's channel and sub up because he does some really super funny stuff on his channel. Some very interesting guitar stuff, and he's always a good joker, and he has a really good time with his live streams. He's really a cool dude and a great guitar player. Yeah, no dings not used enough. Yeah. Well, and you know, unfortunately, this thing was in nearly perfect condition until the dope addicts burned my house down. And that had nothing to do with me. It was not my choice. They were allowed to move in there by a completely, totally negligent owner of the building that I lived in and a manager of the building. By the way, that place burned down in December of last year, and it's sitting there. They put a new roof on it, and it hadn't been re-roofed in like 50 years. It was leaking in the people's apartment that they rented the thing to, which was totally illegal and totally negligent. But you know, it got some scratches on the back of it here, and I'll be polishing those out. But I wouldn't have to do that had that not happened, and that really pissed me off. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a great statement. Nothing worse than do not touch guitars. Yeah, exactly. And you know, this one is not, it's not a matter of not enjoying it. I just have other tools that, I mean, I've got another Les Paul. Let me see. We'll go here. I have another Les Paul. Where is she? Probably right behind me, of course. Move this way. That black one, right there. That I play a lot. It has a different neck profile on it. I really enjoy that one, and it's a little bit lighter. So. Yeah, I've gigged with this guitar. This guitar has played a lot of shows. In fact, when I got it, it was actually the first Les Paul I'd ever owned. Had to get divorced in order to buy a guitar like this, which was awesome, best thing that ever happened to me. But and also I bought this from Kelly personally at Apple Music. So this guitar has a lot of sentiment to me. It's got a lot of history in my hometown, but Apple Music is no longer there. I don't know whatever happened to Kelly. I hope he's doing well. He would stop into LaGrange Stereo and Music once in a while, and we'd get to see him. That was 15 years ago or so, but I haven't seen him. And I really wish I could sing, but I just can't do that right now. That would be painful for everybody. My throat's a little bit sore. My voice, I can already tell just talking a little bit today. It's getting weak. And I've had this little bug for 5 days now. It's not going away. What is that? It's just a D dominant 7. Haha. I was making that way more complicated than it needed to be. Bar chords. Lots of chord voices we could go with. Let's see. Oh, you know what else? I don't think maybe I didn't mix this one. let's not do that right now. Okay. Oh, I probably could. Give me just a second here. I want to mess with this. Let me turn that off. Where are you? Yeah, let's mute you. Okay. Let's see what I got going. Okay, right there. Okay, I gotta try this. So just bear with me for a moment. This should be interesting. Couldn't figure out what that one. I played that song in a completely different tuning. So let's see. Yeah, this is a 50s style neck. This is the big fat fucker. You grab a bar chord on this thing, and you absolutely know it. It is. Yeah, it's a totally different animal than a Strat. And in fact, I'd have to be careful about saying any Les Paul feels anything like any Strat ever. That's a boy, to try and compare them to Strat or even say that either one is close to the other is kind of almost nonsense. They're definitely different. The neck scale is totally different. So that in itself is a total separation. And trying to compare them. Les Paul Classic Cherry Burst. Does that one have Les Paul Classic? And as much as you can let others play. Les Paul Classics, yeah, exactly. Epiphonium, apples and oranges, the whole 9 yards. They are pretty different. The Classic, is that with P90s? As much as I work on guitars, I don't even ever attempt to keep up with what manufacturers are doing and what they call shit. If it's broke, I can fix it. But what it is on a Les Paul Classic, because this is a Heritage Cherry Burst, and it's really got a beautiful top on it. I don't know how well the light's letting you see that, but it's man, it's deep. Um, it's moist. But yeah, this thing really feels nice. And you want that big warm neck pickup sound, and you want the woman tone. Just with the roll of the tone knob, you can get a lot of sound out of this thing. And of course, the pickup selector switch. And rather battery cabinet on the back above the electronics hub. I'm not sure what that's all about. The Marzio above the electronic hub. Right underneath the bridge and all that. Yeah, I love this Les Paul. I just, I don't play it enough, and it's unfair. No, and it's been so long. Let's see. God, I haven't played that song forever. So I'll give the Les Paul if you want to play anything. Get a Strat, yeah. Oh, cool. Epiphone SD. Okay. 2019 with cream and black humbuckers. Oh, okay, so cool, yeah. And you know what? I would love to know what these ones look like underneath here, but I'm not going to bother taking the covers off of them. It would be cool because I love that look. And I would love on that black one that I've got to find the cream and black humbuckers in them, but I'm guessing they're probably all black. But I love that look. And I am absolutely not a fan of Kiss at all. Just so we're square on that. You're one of the worst bands. I mean, they had, God bless them, they're ultra rich, smart people, but and they really did a lot with Les Pauls and put them really big time on the map with their heavy stuff. Yeah, this thing is 11 pounds. This is a heavy one, and it's a it is a what is it? A 2010. Yeah. I bought this brand spanking new in 2010, right before they got all their wood stolen from the federal government, which was bullshit. Yeah, Neil Schon. You know, it's amazing. If you've ever learned one of his guitar solos, oh, Annie Petty, thank you. You know, and I probably would have loved that band. And there's a story behind why I can't stand Kiss. And it's just due to the fact that I was about 6. I'm a little story of my childhood. I was out playing. I think I was jumping my bike, and I was probably 7 years old, and we had this corner anyway. I was out playing on this dirt road that we lived on, and this kid came walking up the street. He was way older than me and bigger than me, and he literally fucking started bullying me, and he put me in this headlock, and I'm like 7. I don't know. He might have been 12 years old. He's just a total bully. And I remember he had me in this headlock, and his face was right in my face. And I was trying to squirm away from him, and I could see his fucking T-shirt. And all I could see was Kiss. That shiny, sparkly Kiss logo that they did back in 1979. And that band never had a chance in my life. I hated them from that moment. If I see the Kiss logo, I can still smell that fucker's breath. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And also I learned how to play guitar and learned how terrible those guys truly were. Their solos, I mean, anybody. Yeah, it was all blues scale, no melody, no harmony. Just shredding blues, not shredding, it was just blues. So not a fan of any of them. Although their drummer and let's see, one of their guitar players came from my hometown later on. So probably from that statement, figure out where I grew up. Not a fan. Yeah, that was a pretty terrible experience. So Anna, I need to check out your channel. Let's see. There's a lot of dudes on here that have music. I'm not sure if you are Mr. Misrock has some really great stuff on his channel. Empirism. If I get Epiphonium and Empirism mixed up, but it seems like Empirism does some really interesting looping stuff with synths, and then he plays some guitar. He's got a really cool guitar collection, and correct me if I'm wrong on that, but there's a lot of dudes in here that a lot of guys that play. There you go. I got to see those guys play long before they were in Kiss. You hit it on the head. My knees hurt. I was 14 years old watching that band play. Back in Portland, long before they ever even thought about playing in Kiss or were ever approached by them. I don't know what the connection there was. It's kind of interesting. I think it's spoiled little rich kids is what it was, but don't quote me on that either. But yeah, 62 guitars. Whew. Mr. Rock, is that you have 62 guitars? Am I correct in that? Wow, dude. Oh, dude. Wow. Okay. So it would take him probably, well, you could probably play them all in one day, but boy, you'd have to be brief. Yeah. Yeah. Kevin, I hope your knee's getting better, brother. Hope it's healing up real well. I'm feeling strong. Have them stacked. Nice. I don't have enough wall space here to hang all of mine on my walls. But I got the ones that I play the most basically out, ready to be played. I actually have room. I could hang one more of them up. 365. There you go. No. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, and I'm trying to think, man. The history of guitars in my life, The one that I've been around the most of my life is that Fender over there in the corner, which that one was in my life before I was born. Yeah, 62 is plenty. Hey, Frank, good to see you too, brother. Everybody say hello to Frank. It's good to see you, man. That is an actual 67 Fender Electric 12 right there. Where is it? It's right there. And, you know, that's a pretty valuable guitar. My dad bought that brand new in 1967. It's been in my family ever since. So it's that one I've been around the most. I've known it from the day I was born, and it will stay with me until I'm no longer living. And then the next one that I've got with respect to history is the Ibanez that you can just barely see now. Let me switch my camera angle, get my mouse to do what I'm supposed to. And let's get rid of the pedal board. There it is. Let's get rid of that. So that gray Ibanez, right, where is it? It's over there. I can't point out that one. I bought that one brand new when I was 18, and I've had that ever since. So, I mean, I don't have a ton. Every one of them I have, I just haven't I haven't rolled guitars. I've bought guitars that I just absolutely love, and I just don't get rid of them. And I just, I don't know. I'm not somebody who ever had a shitload of money, so if I needed one, I would save, and then I'd go buy one. Yeah. Well, I was going to say that too, Mr. That's a lot of work to change strings on. But you know, if you consider myself having the career that I do, technically, I probably in a month change strings on at least that many guitars, and if not more in some cases. So you can imagine. And I don't mind it. I love doing it. It's so fun to put a new set of strings on a guitar, and playing a guitar with brand new strings on it is really a joy. So yeah, if anybody's interested in a 2010 Gibson Les Paul Traditional, my email address is readily available, and I'm not pushing selling this thing. That's not what my channel's about, but this one is definitely up for grabs. And it is in perfect working order. And I think on this one you can actually like you can actually bend notes on the G string. And it actually does stay in tune. My knees hurt. You need to mail that to me. I'll give you my address. I'll fix that for you. Had 11 guitars. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think I have 17 or 18 now. I lost track. I don't know. Rest on. So I'm gonna see if I can switch over using good old Archetype Plini. Let's see if my computer goes, no, you can't use me. We'll see what happens. So let's disarm that. We'll go here. We'll turn this on. I should have plenty. Anybody recognize that chord progression? Chick Corea. I wonder if anybody knows that song. One of the coolest songs. It's a modal nightmare. Not nightmare, it's really fun. Red SG. Nice. Yeah, I started off the day with my good old Gibson SG. That would be set of strings. My knees hurt. That's funny. There it is. So I just switched my amp up to a different amp sim. So I'm able to just, when I'm playing here, when I'm doing stuff live at home, I can switch from my good old fashioned old school guitar amp to an amp sim, and I can switch between these amp sims. So it's pretty fun to be able to do this kind of stuff. Preston, welcome aboard, brother. Man, I hope you're feeling well. Probably quickly adapting to your lifestyle changes is my guess. I'm glad I got that when I was 11 instead of, I don't know, what are you, 21 now, Preston? 22? You might be 23. Never ask a guy how old he is, right? Yeah, I got this. It was fun to see you go live the other night, man. I was in the middle of a bunch of stuff and I couldn't really hang too long. I actually got online and late in the game. But I got to listen to you do some one of my favorite metal tunes. Oh boy, let's turn that. Boy, I love that song. Such a great riff. It's so funny that they wrote that riff. It's so happy to be such a metal band. Such a trip, man. And I'm just now kind of getting in touch with this Polini. One feature I love about this is it's got this tap function. So, and I haven't even, in fact, now is a good opportunity, why not, for me to check out how this tap function works. Because, so now, okay, so that's working. So if I learn this, check out what I can do here. I'm gonna tap with my number 2 button and I'm gonna make that toggle, I think. And we'll hit OK. And then we're gonna turn the delay on and off with my number 1 button. And we'll make that toggle also. And we'll hit OK. So now, so the number 2 button is not, let me see. I don't know why that's, let me learn that. So number 2 does not, do I have to make that absolute? I don't know. I'm learning here. So it's set to tap. Oh, okay, so let's sync DAW. So now I should be able to, oh, because it's absolute. Interesting. If I go over here. So for some reason, I'm unable to make this thing tap, which is really kind of a bummer. And so I set that to toggle. Anyway, I was hoping I'd be able to program this. Sometimes the MIDI controllers don't work right with these plugins, but I can't change the tempo of. All I'm doing is, let me how can I do this? This should, let me go to actions, show actions. Let's go to, what is it, BPM? I had a, no, it's metronome. I'm gonna try and, oh, come on. Give me a second here. I wanna do this real quick just to see if I can actually tap metronome. Okay, metronome tempo. Oh, maybe because it's capital letters. Is that what it's wrong? Metronome. Speed, enable metronome, disabled. Okay, let's do this. Tap tempo. There it is. So let's, yeah, that shouldn't matter. I should be able to, have it sync with the DAW, and it's just not. It's not following. It's not changing. Anyway, oh well, we'll figure that out some other time. Okay, so, oh man, I haven't messed with this Plini. I should about to get. I found one locally. I'll get one for my amp. Decently okay. Let's see. Time to close up shop. You must be on the East Coast or in Europe. Have fun, brother. Thanks for dropping in today, man. I know it wasn't terribly terribly entertaining. Okay, Toronto. Yeah. You're way 3 hours ahead of me. Waiting to go to work in 2 hours. I got you. Yeah, that's interesting. That's a great point. Board. Well, okay. Well, hold on. One thing that here, I don't know if the word bored. I not that I have a problem with it, but when I was about 6 years old, I've shared this story with a few people that I know, and this might be meaningful. But I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I remember my uncle was over at my house, and he's my guitar hero. Man, that guy he had long hair, and he played guitar, and he played country music and rock a little bit. Anyway, and I walked into the dining room where he was sitting in this chair, and he was really tall, I mean, compared to me. And I said, man, I am bored. And he stood up out of his chair and put his hand on my shoulder and said, nephew, boredom is an insult on your mind. Don't ever say that again. So I will never forget that. So I do my best to not try not, and I'm not correcting Anna on your statement, but I just try to never be bored, unmotivated. There you go. Yeah, I'm unmotivated. That's not quite as bad as I think allowing yourself to be bored. You know, you can always find something to talk. Find something to talk about. um, yeah, I just try to never say I'm bored. Even if I feel like I am, just like if I say it, I can imagine my uncle Steve looking at me, man, and just going, nephew, that's an insult on your mind. I was like, whoa, wait, what? You just told me I insulted my brain, which was, it stuck, man. I'm telling you. Yeah. You know, and painting and drawing and things like that are not something I've ever, I've never really done those types of activities. I do so many other things. Um, you know, I've occupied my time with so many different things and I've let stuff come and go. I think we all have. I used to be an avid steelhead fisherman, and even on a day like today, when although the river's probably frozen completely solid right now, I would be up steelhead fishing in the middle of winter when it was cold and nasty outside. I just loved it. You can hook into a nice big old steelhead and get them, reel them in. Time picking up, boy, um, that's I need to. That's an interesting statement. I understand that, man. I go through the same thing where I'm like, God, I really don't feel like playing guitar today. But still, it's not due to boredom. Um, uh, in some cases, I've been playing so much or working on so many instruments that it's just I need a break from it. Because every guitar that I work on, I have to spend, 20 minutes, a half hour, sometimes longer playing them to make sure that my work is true. So, it's just, I get burned out on playing but I still, I find other stuff to do. I can sit down and dig into a mix that I'm working on in a song. And change things about it. that classical piece that I played earlier today is something I've been working on for 3 or 4 days now, and I've been my dad has communicated stuff to me, so I've had that to. I haven't played hardly at all, but uh, really interesting to dig into something like that and keep my brain working and occupied. Being off work is really a bummer, but because I love it. Um, yep. Oh, fishing, crab, and clam digging, where wherever. Uh, yeah, I'll bet I'll bet you have. You know, growing up on the Oregon coast, the clam digging. God, dude, razor clams. That is right next to sturgeon. Oh, that is like God's gift to humans for food. Oh, it's amazing. Empirism, thanks for stopping in today, man. It was good to see you. I appreciate you hanging out. Hi, Stephen. Hi, man. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm good and warm. Wearing a flannel. I could probably take the flannel off. It's plenty warm in here, but still messing with my throat's a little sore. As you can probably hear, still not getting over this cold. And everybody say hi to Steve. He's a luthier near Seattle, Washington. Mr. Rock, thanks for hanging with us today, man. We'll see you soon. I have notifications set for you, so when you release stuff, I will definitely be watching for your stuff. Yeah, and I'm doing my best, man. I'm being real healthy and drinking lots of fluids and getting plenty of rest. So I'm doing everything everybody's telling me. Drink lots of water, drink beef broth, eat it, feed it cold, you know. It's just a common cold, but I also have another life. Uh, it's a disease, I suppose, that I have to be very careful of. Yeah, man. Looking forward to hearing some music from you soon, Mr. Rock. You've always been somebody who inspires me to work on my stuff. So get your cells back with ASEA. I don't know. Oh man, now you're talking over my head, brother. I might have to Google that. Yeah, thanks for playing. You're welcome, man. This is a pretty sweet guitar, man. It's and I have it's tuned down to a C standard, but you know, normal tuning. It's you know, so the cool thing about this is if you want to play like Man in a Box, you know, with the record, you can. God, I've miss bands like that. Everything is so technically perfect anymore. It's just, it's annoying. Uh, disappointing, I think, more than anything. I mean, that lick that Jerry did. And I probably don't have this. Let me see. Is this? Oh yeah, it's. If you can hear part of the problem with this, and forgive me, when I'm playing, I have a gate on my voice so you don't hear the guitar itself, because when I'm drop tuned like this, check this out. This is what you can hear. If you're sitting in my room, I'm gonna bypass this. So check this out. This is gonna be, you're gonna hate this. This is gonna, well, you won't hate it. Hate's a small, ugly word used by small, ugly people, but. Because I got this transpose. Where's my mouse? Okay, mouse, there you are. I got this transpose effect put on here, so I'm a half step off. So if you want to do like but you can do some actually kind of cool stuff, because you could actually, let's see, if we go down, let's go down 3. There we go. Let's see how this sounds. Yeah. So you gotta gate, I have to gate this mic. Now that I get far enough away from the mic, you can't really hear it, but it's probably, you can still hear it. So here's how let me show you how I deal with that, just so you're aware. So here's a plugin, and I've got the transpose, here's a plugin, I've got the transpose set at -3. But on my vocal track, I've got all these effects on it, right? Some of them are turned off, but this compressor right here, if I turn it on, now when I speak, it doesn't compress, but when I play my guitar, so when I'm playing, you don't have to listen to the guitar being out of pitch. All right, so little tricks of the trade. Use this stuff to like get the kick drum out of the way of a bass guitar, or the bass guitar out of the way of a kick drum. Stuff like that. I don't know what this recomp. This one, oh, this is for a different, I think if I'm running my, I think if I'm running my using Kettner amp, it'll hit this one. And relimit isn't doing anything. It's just making my voice a little bit louder. But there you go. That's how I make sure that that doesn't sound bad. See if I, there's the note acoustically, but there's the note plugged in. So it's kind of fun. Oh yeah, gotta duck it. I really dig the low tuning. You can go to like total 7-string shit. Here we go. Let's see, how low can we go? Let's see, 7? That would be like a B. Yeah. No. 5 would be a B. So this is kind of like a 7-string guitar. So an 8-string guitar would be what? Down 10? Can I go down 10? Oh yeah, I can totally go down. Here's an 8-string guitar, you know. Yuck. And also, when you're doing that with these plugins, there is a bit of latency, and the further you go, the more latency, the more it has to change the pitch. There's definitely some latency that gets introduced. Yeah, I'm just beating on this thing like I have. Let's see what's happened with the tuning here. This thing is pretty solid. And I'm cross-tuned also, so there we go. I really dig the delay in this Plini processor, man. This thing is really nice. You know, now that I got this guitar out, I really would like to see what's. Let me see what I've got here. I don't know what I've got for I guess somebody with a really loud motorcycle. What is this? 112. No, that's not it. What is this? I just want to play along with something. It's because I haven't really soloed with this. I don't know what this mix. Oh, that's a riff that somebody else sent me, and forgive me for playing that. I shouldn't do that. Maybe this one. What's this one? Because I haven't really used this. Oh, I still have that one. Yeah. Okay. Forgive me. Just what is this? I don't know what this is. Yeah, that's plenty long. There we go. Peace out, my knees hurt. Maybe, hopefully, hearing a little bit of guitar playing, maybe if you're inspired to pick that damn thing up, you gotta beat the tar out of that guitar, man. Keep playing that. That was kind of a cool, I have no idea where that backing track came from. What was that? I don't even know. Oh shit, is that one I made in 2017? I don't know. Huh. I don't know. I don't know where that one came from. That was E Dorian mode, by the way. And if you're practicing the circle of fourths, you can practice the Dorian mode around the circle of fourths using your root notes, just playing the Dorian mode on all the root notes, which is kind of cool. It's a good way to learn your patterns, you know, to go good old Dorian mode. Dorian mode. But then there's always the old blues scale. I need to warm up. Mr. Falco has been working on the circle of fourths, and it's so fun to watch. And what I will say about that is the marked improvement I've heard in just the short time that he's been doing it. I don't think he can hear it. I don't know, but pretty fucking astonishing. Just learning a few bar chords, man. I don't think you realize what that's doing to your playing. You might be working on other stuff at the same time, but dude. I can feel the measured strength that's building up in your hands by simply doing. It's amazing to watch. And you're using different fingers for different things. You're finding your strong fingers, you know, instead of bending a note with your pinky, you're bending it with your ring finger. Now you put some cool, Zach, hey brother, how you doing today, man? It's good to see you. Yep, the major scales, man. That is where, dude, you're going down the exact path that I went down in the beginning of learning to, like, trying to learn to become a melodic, I suppose, guitar player. Confident guitar player is more what the word would be. Even when you miss a note, you learn to have the confidence to make it work. You've done it enough and heard it enough. Yeah, the major scales. I mean, that is a great way to start getting your fingers working. Two, three, four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. All this stuff bleeds over into all the other stuff that you already know how to do. You start learning how to do those sorts of activities. that stuff becomes easier and easier and easier. I keep saying this statement, and you guys that are working on this stuff, it's just real. I mean, I'm touched that. Yep. Yep. And they're all just there's so many similar micro patterns that you're using all over in all these scales. You know, and what's fun is that to change from the major scale. Now, here's something that I want to reiterate. And that is, don't just play half of the scale, because you're only learning half of the fingerboard at that point. Play all the way ascending and descending in pitch on the pattern. Don't just and stop there. Finish the scale and then play it backwards. That's a huge thing that I see a lot of students do. And it's funny because they come in for their next lesson, they go, oh, I've been working on the major scale, and they go, right? They don't even know. They don't know that part of it. They only know that part of it, and they lose the whole other half of it. And the cool thing is, you know, when you get, yeah, don't do that. I don't think that's a good practice to get into. I think it builds bad habits is ultimately what I'm saying. And I'm not your guitar teacher. I'm just trying to help. The cool thing is when you get that second half of the scale in there, your register on your guitar gets stretched out immensely, so that you've got higher notes. You know, otherwise, you'd only have that. Yeah, ascending and descending. Play it both up and down every single time you play it. That will build that memory, and it'll help your motion when you're improvising, which Falco has become a very strong improvisational guitar player, astonishingly in a very, very short walk of life thus far. You know, it starts building. You start being able to play backwards as quickly as you can play forward. And it's not all about playing fast. There's plenty of guys out there that can play 1,000,000 miles an hour. Yeah. All of the strings. Yeah, good. Yeah. In the whole using back upstrokes and all that stuff. I mean, the only idea, I mean, you know, the whole, I mean, one of the most popular blues songs ever written was used backstrokes and upstrokes, I should say. And there's that other exercise where you do upstrokes, all upstrokes. It's hard. Boy, that's such a guitar lessons. Yeah. And Zach, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I didn't take a lesson for the first 7 years I played guitar, not at all. Never. I just did the exact same thing you did, watching guys. Yeah, Mel Bay. That's, yeah. In fact, on my 10th birthday, I got my first acoustic guitar that was mine. I had to borrow my aunt's guitar up until then. I started really getting, and I played that old Fender back there. That one. No, that one. When I was like 6, 7 years old, my dad tuned that thing up, and my mom got me my first my own acoustic guitar when I was 10. And I was borrowing my aunt's guitar, and anytime there was a guitar around, I'd have my hands on it. They all knew they could trust me with it. But Mel Bay book was also something that my mom gave me on my 10th birthday. And she went with my Uncle Steve, and they found it. And it was just a book of chord shapes. You know, and the dreaded F chord. Everybody hates the F chord when you're first learning. Dreaded. The downs, then the ups, then the alternating. Yep. All the time. Yep. Yeah. So that's funny that you brought up Mel Bay, and that's pretty cool. Yeah. You know, it's funny because I don't find myself when we talk about guitar techniques and upstrokes and downstrokes and things like that, I don't often find myself, you know, doing upstrokes. But once in a while, man, in a solo, when I'll be going and I'll find myself doing that totally unintuitively. And today there was a moment when I was doing the riff that works over every backing track on YouTube. I found myself going, damn, I even thought about that. I should have done upstrokes. Rusty Wilson. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I've ever heard of Rusty Wilson, Zach. I'm not familiar with that name. There are a lot of really great instructors out there. Mel Bay was, his books were definitely, I think, a great place for a young person or even somebody just wanting to learn the concepts. That he doesn't get complex with any of his stuff. And everything is done in such a manner that helps a person progress without like feeling utter defeat because you're being challenged by an instructor. You got to do this you have to have this done. You have to do this. No, I don't think that's a good. You know, in the dreaded F chord, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny how that statement that Falco just made is so vital. And I think some of us, especially if you get introduced at a really young age to a guitar, and maybe somebody shows you a chord that you can play, like that's what happened to me. I mean, that instant, like, amazement that this thing that looks like something like this, I could put my hands on it and I could feel them and I could feel it. And then when I took my finger and
when I was like, okay, now if I don't do that, it sounds like that, which is kind of neat. But if I, if I do, if I, okay, if I get my fingers to, and then it sounds like that. I mean, the astonishment in my mind when I heard myself be able to do something like that, that was the day my life began, and it's never changed. It's interesting. I just really felt myself at a young age just literally fall in love with something. It's really cool. It sucks that I spent so much time developing that, and then to have it all come to a grinding halt at such a young age. Really sad. I worked so hard at that, and then I made one mistake, and that dream all went away. But I'm still doing it to this day, and I love teaching. Playing guitar. Yeah. That's cool to be teaching folks that are older. I would say you can take this two ways. My youngest student is 83 right now. And I'm not kidding. My youngest guitar player is 83 years old right now, and it's so cool. This guy is working really hard. And it's so fun to watch him learn. I mean, he's the same age as my dad. And my dad showed me a chord when I was just a little tiny guy. So it's fun to be able to share this with him and to see his interest in learning. He's working really hard. And he plays, he wants to play with his fingers, and he's playing a classical guitar. So we're working on real simple, like fingering scales. And we've taken it, further steps with and it's amazing how little patterns like that are astonishing to him. I can't believe that sounds like that. It's so cool. Trying to think of, I have, it's funny because in comparison, I know you teach a lot, Preston, but my youngest is 11, and he is, well, as far as progress and what he can do, he's probably one of the most advanced students I have right now. That kid, he came to me, it was a year ago, Christmas. This Christmas was 1 year, and that kid is now improvising. He can play the bar chords around the circle of fourths, both major and minor, dominant sevenths, major sevens, and he's got the blues scale, and he can play the blues scale around the circle of fourths. So I can go to him and say, hey, I'm going to play a blues in E flat. I want you to solo to it. And I'll just go here. And he'll just be. He almost can't be fooled. It's really fun to see that. And that's where you're headed very soon, Falco. If not already, you already know that I've been preaching root notes for ever since we met. Yep. Yeah, I don't see that too often here. Parents around here are pretty uninsistent. There isn't so much shit for kids to get tied up. I mean, we still have problems with, the bad stuff in life, but I don't see that very often. Most of my kids are doing it because they, uncle somebody was playing a guitar and they saw it, and mom and dad went, he's kind of interested in that. They bring them in and put a guitar in their hand and show them a chord, and that's it, man. They would never have known had they never had a guitar put in their hands. And it's amazing what they might become. And, it's fun. What's fun is to see young people that I've been working with for several years, and then they might take a break for a year or two, and they come back. And the next thing I know, they're down at the open mic here in town playing their own songs and playing cover tunes. And the day I met them, they couldn't play a D major. They didn't know that chord from Adam, And now they're writing. They're playing like really beautiful chord progressions. That's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, and I got to tell you that, in my experience, almost every young person that comes to me has been diagnosed with ADHD. I don't give that a second of my time. I don't treat them any differently than any other child learning, and it's amazing. It's funny because they come in and play guitar, and there's absolutely zero symptoms of anything you would ever think about ADHD. I just don't allow. I don't deny that they don't have some condition when they're sitting in a classroom doing something they're absolutely totally uninterested in. Of course, you're going to have ADHD. I could have been diagnosed with that when I was sitting in my math class in school. But these kids. I'm not kidding. Almost every single young person I've had has mom and dad have said something about that, or the student has said something about that, and I just, okay. The fact that I'm a type 1 diabetic doesn't mean I can't learn to play guitar. And I don't consider it a disability or some kind of, it's a mental thing also. 300 decisions every day I have to make. So I learned a lot in guitar class. Yeah. Alfred's basic guitar method, man. That's one that we sell. That's one that I definitely endorse. That is, that is one of the Alfred's basic stuff is really some of the best stuff. Although I don't think Alfred's was around when I was a youngster. I think that came to be after I had gone through most of my Mel Bay stuff. If I'm not mistaken. So I'm not 100% certain, but yeah, it's fun to interact with the parents and grandparents of some of the young people. I'm really only teaching one minor at the moment, a young man who's 11. Everyone else is 20s or older. Which is really unusual for me, really unusual. And I have a pretty solid load of students right now. So unfortunately, I've missed a few guitar lessons because I don't want to make my students sick. And they've all been really cool and understanding of that and appreciative of me not, I got to do the lessons to get my money. No, that's why you don't spend all your money. You save some of it for moments like these. Yeah. My youngest one, I found a guitar recently and he's expressed some interest in playing electric guitar. And I wasn't insistent, but I was deliberate, I suppose, with my guidance, and that I think that you should, when you get started, you should keep playing an acoustic guitar, learn the stuff on the acoustic guitar, and then you don't have an amp or effects or anything to hide behind. And he stuck it out, and then I saw this electric guitar, and he was growing so rapidly, and excuse me, and he was learning songs that were recorded and written on electric guitar, and it was really fun to watch him. And in fact, I have not seen him since he got his electric guitar for Christmas, or his birthday. I'm sorry, his birthday was right after Christmas. He literally got it about 3 days ago. His first acoustic or electric guitar, and it's an Ibanez, and it's not even a Geo. It's actually an older version of an Ibanez that's even above the Geo versions of their guitars with respect to the quality. And I brought it home and set it up for him and strung it up for him and just cleaned it. And God damn it, it's black. But so it's got fingerprints all over it already. Development of a Void. Hello, Jesus, welcome. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing well today, man. Yeah, I've been unfortunately I've been home. I'm still having to stay home from work right now, just because I'm not feeling well, and I'm still a little nervous about being contagious with the cold bug that I've got. It's kind of a bummer, but yeah. Yeah, so he's really excited. He got a gift. I think his I think his soon-to-be stepdad realized, or mom, maybe realized that they knew he was getting, of course, I spoke with both of them. They knew he was getting an electric guitar for Christmas. So somebody bought him a little amp, which he'll bring to his lesson on, it'll be later this week. And it's one that just plugs into headphones. And that is so smart for a parent to do, number one, because they don't have to listen to this amp cranking in his room, which inevitably will happen. The moment a kid gets an amplifier, the first thing they do is turn it up to 11, right? And if you play guitar and you got an amplifier, tell me you didn't do that. I'd call you a liar immediately, right? So it's quiet, but it hooks up to his headphones. And he said that it's got some distortion sounds. And he's like, there's this effect that kind of makes my guitar kind of warble a little bit. So I don't know if it's got, so I'll get to see what he's got for that. But I do have an amplifier here that I may give him so that he does have a little practice amp that he can actually move some air with. So, it's funny because Jesus and I talked about that just the other night when we were talking about amp sims and things like that, and playing through a real amp on stage and moving air, and so hopefully he'll. Not to mention, headphones. I'm a little nervous about him using headphones because of the ear damage that can happen from having your headphones turned up too loud, and you don't even realize how loud it is. And so I want him to be real careful about his hearing. And every student I have, that is, oh, dude, right on. Every student I have, that is one of the first things. If they're going to start playing an electric guitar, is you get one shot with your hearing, and then when it's damaged, there is no fixing it aside from hearing aids. So I'm really careful about that, because believe me, I'm not wearing hearing aids today because I'm not anywhere near anybody. I don't need to listen to stuff, but yeah. I came across a little amp. A friend of mine actually bought his son a guitar and an amplifier, and his son was very interested, and he tried playing, didn't enjoy playing guitar, and got really into wrestling, and he wasn't playing. So my friend just brought the amp over to my house and said, here, dude, you give this to somebody that can use it. So I've got that amp. It's brand spanking new, hardly ever been touched. So it'll be cool that now this young man I've got the opportunity to give him one. It didn't cost me anything. But I think it's going to a good home, like where this guitar needs to go. If anybody wants to buy this Les Paul, it's for sale. But this thing sounds like it's out of tune. Let's fix that. Oh, and if you didn't see this already, let me see. There we go. Yep, I got one. He only has like 30,000 of them, so definitely hearing a little bit of clicking in my headphones. I'm not sure if that's going out to. I'm not sure if you're hearing that on YouTube. I want to make sure my guitar's in tune, and I'll just mute that so you don't have to listen to me do this, except through my mic. There we go. That's how that went. I couldn't remember how that song was. Pretty cool. Can remember. Couldn't remember that one. I wrote that piece of music a long time ago. God, I'd love to find that. I'd love to find the recording of that. It's been a while. I have no. Oh, it's called. I don't even know if I don't even know if I still have that on this connected to this computer. I don't think I do. I might. Let me look. That would be a fun one to listen to because I haven't listened to that in a long time. It's been a very. Oh no, I don't. It's not hooked up. Different hard drive. Yep, I don't even have that hard drive. Oh, and the other thing is that I'm probably gonna get a. I'm hoping. I've been told that I'm gonna receive my computer tomorrow. But with the weather and stuff the way it is, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'm sure there's been many delays all over the United States with regard to the weather being so poor. So I don't know if I'll actually see it tomorrow. And I'm not, this thing's working. This thing's working just fine. Let's see what this one is. This one, I don't know if I have any in here. No. Let's see. What's this one? Wait a second here. Forgive me for taking a little bit of time. I'm not real affluent with these. I don't remember what these are. No. That is not what I wanted. Let's mute that again. Trying to find some decent backing tracks here. That one that I found earlier was really super cool. I forgot all about that. I don't know what this one is. Probably played through the phone. Okay. Oh. Okay.
more sustain. That was fun. I don't remember that one. That was kind of a fun one. I didn't even... Yeah, that was cool. Stop. Let's see if my guitar is still even close to being in tune. I could hear it go out. One of the bummers of the good old-fashioned Les Paul. Great Vanzini, hello, man. ME70. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, DLD. FX7 from the 90s. Wow. Yeah, I haven't used any of those types of multi-effects pedals. In fact, when the ME70 came out, I was already doing like full pedal board stuff. So I had most of the pedals on that pedal board right there, and definitely the TS9, the digital delay, the chorus ensemble. I had a flanger going, and I think I had an MXR. Yeah, I had an MXR Phase 90. So I was doing that into a dual rectifier. So those, the ME70s and ME80s were not something that they were out and they were around, but I had all these pedals, and I was like, why would I do that? So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But those are great. They're great processors, and even you can definitely get good tone out of them. The old Korg, yeah. So it's funny, man. Yeah, it's amazing what you can find out, what folks will use, and very famous people are still using these old guitar synths and pedals like the Korg. I don't remember which one he's using. I recently saw that interview with him. That was really super cool. But it's neat. And Great Vanzini, it's great to see you. I saw a video of yours today. I watched it today. Sound familiar? Need a little more grit. You know what I'm talking about. Podgo. I still have the original pod. I did get one of those during the time that I got the egg thing, and I still have songs that I recorded back in, I think I bought that in 1998 or 99. I don't know. If you look at the first year when that shit hit Guitar Center, they were like $99 or something. And I just immediately went and bought one. It's like, it's stereo. It's got all these cool effects and all this shit. Man, those things still to this day have some of the best stuff, amazing sounds. And yes, you have those guys out there that think they sound like shit and they just never learned, I think is what the deal is mostly. Not that I'm right. The Swell, yeah, that was it. Anna, you're very welcome. I'm happy to do it. I'm homesick and just really didn't have a whole lot else to do, so I thought I'd stay busy. And I didn't make my bed this morning simply because I'm going to probably take a nap at some point today. I'm not, the kidney being exactly. And you know what, man? I'm not ashamed to admit it. I use that for our band room practices. We have a PA system set up, and we have I have my own floor monitor, and we have two mains set up for our vocalist to sing through. And he just plugs his Marshall through the cap clone into the PA system. And I just go into my pod, and I have the actual M2 foot controller. I think it's called an M2 or an M1, whatever. I actually have the foot controller. Now that's unobtainium. I challenge you to find one of those. Go look them up. There probably are 0 of them on sale. Mine still works, uses a Cat 5 cable. So I'm able to, that's how I have band practice. That's how I play at band practice. It was so simple. And we've got a decent PA system. I have a monitor right in front of me that my vocals and my guitar go into. I'm not worried about it. It's not like we have to sound, like this at band practice, right? Pod go. Yeah. Oh, good grief. Vanzini, you got pedals coming out of your ears over there, man. That video was really cool. Although, yeah, you're oh, and by the way, does this look familiar? This was your platform for your pedal to sit on, right? I have one too. And these things, this is probably, as a guitar player goes, well, let's see. Mine has doubled as a pipe cleaner. I'll show you. This is, I'm not a big pot smoker, but it's got, I've used it to clean a pipe at one point in time, I'm sure. That was probably at a gig. And yeah, it's got a little more of that on this one, but this tool right here can save your ass or the ass of some other poor guitar player that doesn't own one. Every guitar player should own one of these. These are fantastic tools. Dude, this thing. There, I did an intonation setup on my SG today, which I probably should check, but I use this to do it. And this thing goes with me. I only got it out today because literally I watched your video early this morning, or shortly after you released it, and I saw that sitting there underneath that pedal. The pedal was trying to balance on that. I was laughing at you. You're like, I gotta find a better platform for my upside down, my close-up cam. I was laughing with you. That's great. It's cool that you're doing those because it gives me an idea of what maybe I should buy. That's super fun. It's really cool to see that stuff and to see this tool. When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, he knows. Yeah. This thing. I every open mic I go to, I was telling her, spoke about this earlier, but even when I go to see, I don't know, we'll call them professional bands because they probably get paid to pay at that place, but I always have one of these in my pocket. Because, if I happen to be there knowing what I know about guitars and amps and all that shit, this thing, and I'm not kidding, this tool, there have been shows that have happened here in town where if I did not have this with me, the guitar player would not have been able to play that night. And I ain't kidding. So these things are definitely gig savers in the right moment. And I've fixed my own stuff with this, or made an adjustment on a guitar that needed to be done. Yeah, I can't stress enough how important it is and great it is to have one of those.
that song go? How does that chord? I haven't played that song for so long. Boy, been a while. Played that for a long. That's a tough one. Yeah, and I'm playing through. I'll show you. I'm playing through this right now, which is a Plini X amp sim, and it sounds really nice. And I do have the doubler effect on it. And so I'm turning off all the effects just so you can hear the amp simulation all by itself. See, yeah, I've got the reverb and stuff. So this is the mid gain kind of amp. And I have the gain turned up a little bit, but if we back it down, you know, we can get, you know, kind of get kind of an old, and we'll turn the doubling effect off also. I'm getting a little bit of clicking going on. I wish I knew why. Anyway, so just all straight, you know, mono, no fancy footwork. We can make it bright, you know. It's got it's basically, it's like kind of like a Fender Deluxe, I guess. We gotta add some mid-range to it. It really got some. Really simple amp. I don't generally run my mid-range that hot, but it depends on the music I'm going for. But you know, you want some classic, you know, jazz tones. You know, maybe something super clean. Of course, I've got other amps. You ultimately get, with this amp sim, you get 3 different amps, so this is ultra clean. And then you get definitely the higher gain stuff. All that gain, and I do not have the noise gate turned on. If I turn the gate on, there you have utter silence. Isn't that neat? no gate. I mean, who cares about that? Especially if you're at a gig. If the soundboard doesn't have a gate on your guitar amp and you know you're that heavy, that would be dumb. No gate on this one. It's silent. So pretty cool amp sim here. I really dig this Plini. But Vanzini, since you are here, I'm gonna turn this thing off. I'm gonna turn it off. Let me see, what do I have on there? Why do I have that on there? Do I have it for the, oh, for the doubler. Yeah, let's just remove that. I'll leave it on there. I suppose I could bring that back up. So I've got my old, let's see. Let's unplug this. Got my old pedal board here. I'll give you a look at this. I don't know if you've seen this yet, Vanzini. You might find this pretty interesting. Let's see. Is that Fred? I hear you. So now, just like that, I am playing through a completely different amplifier, right? It should work. What? It should. Oh, no. Well, I'll be dipped. Why are we not working? Did I not plug my? I plugged in. What am I doing? Did I mute something? Did I have no input going in there. That's an input 8, okay. Well, what the hell? Huh, did I just lose my guitar? Huh, I sure the hell did. Wasn't that interesting? I got no signal. Huh. What happened here? There it goes. Helps to plug your cable in all the way. Wish I was messing with my pedal board this morning. And I can and now I'll do this in stereo. Got lots of fun pedals. Old school shit. Like everybody's got this stuff. Phaser, compressor. This compressor, you know, that sustainer. That sustainer that you had. This compressor really does a great job. And also, I have this, listen to all that noise, man. Let's see, is this one? Yeah, I don't even have my, let's see, so that's aux in. I need to see if I can run my, can I run this to here? There we go. Now I can mute my, my vocal mic, so. So it's kind of fun. Yeah, and the tap dance thing, you know, if the more you use this stuff, you know, like I said, I've been playing with foot pedals since probably, I did have a rack system that I can control. I mean, with the MIDI controller, which I have this, let me see if I can get this over a little bit closer. That is a MIDI controller that I'm able to basically use like an ME70 or an 80 or, oh, Preston. Dude, if I showed you mine, I'm not going to show you mine because I still own it. So I can use this and I can push that button and have 18 things in an amp sim change in one button. And I ain't kidding. But, you know, given the experience that I have with pedal boards and doing the tap dance thing, man, it's fun when you, you know, when you're jamming, say, you know, on a rhythm tune, let's see. Whoops. You know, it is fun to do that because it keeps you on your toes. Nanobore. Oh, yeah. And I've been using these pedals for so long that not having them at a gig would be, and you know, that's the other thing. I do play professionally, so I don't necessarily want to be without this because it's a comfort zone for me. That's my story. I'm definitely sticking to it. And, you know, this is my old amplifier that I've been playing through. I've owned this amp system, been playing basically this same rig since 2010, I think. 2010. Yeah, that was about the time. Yeah, that was when I got it. Give me just a second here. I'm gonna make somebody hate me. No. Hate, again, is a small, ugly word used by small, ugly people, right? Hang on, I'm gonna dust it off. I gotta dust this off. Oh, boy. Oh boy. The miles I put on this thing, holy shit. Dude, you're not gonna believe this. There you go, buddy. Is that the one you miss? Let's see. My amp is right here. It's a Hugin Kestner Tubemeister 18. Many amps, I crack. Yeah. And these things are. This thing has just been absolutely bulletproof. And to keep my language skills. Yeah, and one thing about Morley is that this pedal, they notoriously break. If you know someone who owns one of those and hasn't had to have it fixed, they're ball-faced lying to you, because they don't last more than a couple of years, especially if you're using them, and something in them will fail mechanically, or the light or something. Yeah. And this thing, mine, I haven't done it yet, but I sent Morley, these guys know how to do business. And this is still have the sticker on the back. Cary, Illinois. There's the date on it. 1997. So I definitely bought this in 1997. And so that makes it how old? 26 years old. That's pretty old pedal, and it still bounces back. But I called Morley and said, "Hey, man," because what happened was the mechanism here broke and it wasn't moving properly. And I called them and told them what was up. Mind you, this was six years ago. And I was like, I need these parts for this. And they literally, what's your address? Okay, we'll send them to you. And they sent me the parts. And they're gonna send me the parts to fix the now defunct, unfortunately defunct light. Yeah, these things are, that's how to run a business. And it would be similar. I mean, I can't generally do the same thing after I set up a guitar, but if somebody brings it back to me a month later, or 2 months later, or even 3 months later and says, "Hey man, this thing's got some fret buzz," I will fix it for them. I'm not going to let that stuff go. Even though I have no idea what somebody does with their guitar once they get it home. But Morley, these guys, they do business correct. And Sweetwater did the same thing with my expression pedal. So I can't, of course a business can't do that. Can't get away with not taking care of people anymore. It's bad anymore. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You guys, I gotta get going. I really appreciate everybody hanging out today. Been on live for almost 4 hours now. Good grief. So Anna, it was very nice to meet you. Great Vanzini, thanks for popping in. I thought you might appreciate seeing the good old pedal board. It's kind of fun to be able to have one of these and change stuff out. I changed these. I changed the Pollinator and the MXR custom comp quite often. But everything else pretty much stays. That's kind of my normal setup. And I love doing the tap dance thing because once in a while when you miss, it's a really cool mistake. It's a really cool mistake. You forget to turn the distortion off or the delay or something like that. That can lead to some really cool accidents in live performances. All right. And Jesus, thanks for stopping in today. I'll take a look at your email. So have a great day, everybody. And if Foul Crow, see Preston, good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. We should talk on Facebook or something. And then, or that other social media one that we do. And then let me see who else. Mr. Rock. I just wanted to mention as many people as I could. Splash. Yeah. So, peace, y'all. Have a great rest of your day.